what was it about this particular story that spoke to you as a composer? Because it's a story that we know some of and don't know some of, and this kind of fills us in different areas, if you like.
I mean, it was close to home because I'm sort of pretty familiar with the folklore of the story, so there was a hell of a lot to draw on in terms of doing the music for it. So yeah, it was kind of instinctive approach to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very visual film as well. I mean, does that help you as a composer to kind of bring it to life?
Yeah, it does. I mean, the landscape plays a massive part in the way we developed the score and the way the instruments we used and the way we approached it. So, that was a massive influence. So.
Yeah. I mean, the visuals are fantastic, and it captures the kind of outback of Australia and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it must have been great when you were watching the footage without any music. They must have been quite powerful anyway.
Yeah, it's amazing to be handed really, really visceral footage, which kind of Justin always does when we work together. So, yeah, it's like you get it and immediately start reacting to it. It's like it's a real gift. Yeah.
What do you think the lure is of Ned Kelly? Because we've seen his history told on film many times. This one's slightly different, but people still always seem to be drawn to him.
Yeah, because the book is a whole different take on the story. I mean, and I guess the way that a myth and folklore is kind of history. I guess we just sort of chew upon the bones of history and reinterpret things in many different ways. And this film is a kind of reflection of that, what is true and what's not true, and the kind of, I guess, the good guys always come out with the history lesson in the end. So it's like, I guess as a nation, it's like, how do we look at that? So, yeah.
What do you think UK audiences and audiences outside of Australia can take away from this particular version? Because it's a different version, and Australia obviously he's very, very popular, but maybe in the UK and maybe across in the US it's slightly different.
I think it's a kind of interesting introduction to the whole thing if you don't know the story, and maybe is like a launching off point to kind of looking more into it and kind of dissecting the true story, which is obviously what is true, So, yeah.
And what did you make of George's performance? Because I mean, so many people are talking about his performance already, and still haven't even seen it quite yet.
It's amazing. I mean, the first thing was just on a very kind of simple level was that he's probably one of the very few actors who've nailed an Australian accent.
It's quite tough, isn't it?
Yeah, but also kind of he's got that physicality and the characteristics of a certain sort of masculinity in Australia that I guess we were looking at kind of interrogating. Yeah.
And just finally, I mean, how proud are you of the film now that you've seen it? Now it's been finished, and
we're really proud of it. I mean, I hadn't seen it in its entirety and kind of finished and mixed until Toronto in September. So this will be the second time I've seen it, really. So yeah, I'm immensely proud of it. Yeah.
Fantastic. We wish you all the best. Thanks so much for stopping. Pleasure. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey